What's up, boxing fans? This is TBE Boxing back at you again. Today's topic: Amanda Serrano has done more than Errol Spence and will have done more than Bud Crawford if she becomes undisputed. Let's chop it up and see what it's all about.
Got the money for minutes, pretty bitch, gotta show me titties. This is the life that I chose, huh? On the block with the pole, huh? This is the life that I chose, huh? On the block with the pole, huh? That life for riches, huh? That life for riches, huh? Pretty bitch, show me titties, huh? And I got the glazzy run up on me, I'ma make you get it. I'ma make you get it.
Okay, boxing fans, let's talk some boxing today again. All right, so we're gonna talk about legendary fighter from Puerto Rico, Amanda "The Real Deal" Serrano. Now, as you know, I've been making some videos about Amanda Serrano lately, and the reason for that is because, of her exemplary record as a fighter, and I think that, some light needs to be shined on her accomplishments in boxing, which is, unprecedented. All right, so Amanda, as you all know, is the current WBC, IBO, and the WBO champion at featherweight. Okay, so she's a unified champ with 3 titles. She picked up that IBO title after the Bermudez fight, which she had on March 25th. Okay, prior to that, she had the WBO and the WBC. Now she's also the IBO featherweight champion. Now, as you see from the title, that I have up there, that Amanda Serrano has done more than Spence and will have done more than Bud if she becomes undisputed. And the reason for that is that Amanda Serrano has 9 titles. She has had 9 titles in 7 different weight divisions. Okay, up and down. She has went up and down. From 115 to 140. As I just said, currently she's the WBO, WBC, and the IBO featherweight champion, and she's looking to become undisputed at featherweight division. She needs to pick up the WBA belt and as well as the IBF belt to become undisputed, and she's currently working on that as we speak. Now, her record, and this is the reason why I'm saying she's, she's basically outdoing the best in boxing, okay, is because her record currently stands at, let's see, her record currently stands at 40 fight, actually 40, she has 42 fights, okay, 40 wins, 1 draw and 1 loss. And I personally, the loss that she had, I believe she was robbed in that fight. She should have won that fight. Okay, but it is what it is. She was fighting this big German girl, and she got robbed in that fight. Okay, I believe she was robbed. But anyway, her record stands at 41-1 with 30 KOs. Just think about that for a second. 30 KOs. So if you were to compare her record to, say, Terence Crawford, who's the pound-for-pound champion right now, we'll see that Terence Crawford's record stands at 37 wins, 0 losses, and 28 KOs. So she has more KOs than Terence Crawford, as well as more fights than Terence Crawford, even though Terence Crawford started in 2008 and she started in 2009. So Terence Crawford started professionally before she did. Okay, so imagine that, in women boxing, 40 wins with 30 KOs, more KOs than Terence Crawford. Okay, the only thing she hasn't done is become undisputed. And if she becomes undisputed, to me, she will have surpassed Terence Crawford in terms of, boxing elites. If we compare her record to Errol Spence has Currently 27 fights, 0 draws and 0 losses with 21 KOs. So Amanda Serrano has more KOs than Errol Spence has fights. And, it goes without saying, based on her accomplishment, 9 different titles in 7 different weight divisions, she's way ahead of a guy like Errol Spence in terms of accomplishments, because Errol Spence has never left the welterweight division. He's a one division champ, even though he's unified with 2 belts. She has 3 belts, and she's also unified, but again, she has fought in 7 different weight divisions and has won titles 9 different times. So this is what we have. So again, and let's not forget that Amanda Serrano also fights. She's currently fighting in the MMA as well. Okay, so she's not just setting records in boxing; she's looking to set records in MMA. And she's also a jiu-jitsu fighter as well. This month, next month, 2 months from now in June, 2-time undisputed female champion Clarissa T-Rex Shields is also slated to enter MMA, following in Amanda Serrano's footsteps. She's going to fight MMA also. She's making her debut on June 10th against an opponent to be announced. So we see that these women, led by Amanda Serrano, are doing great things in boxing, but not just in boxing, okay, but they're doing it in MMA as well, okay? So this is, I don't think we can talk enough about the accomplishments of these women in boxing, today, and again, I think that Amanda Serrano is ahead of the pack, in the things that she has done in boxing in terms of, longevity and our accomplishments, in boxing overall. Okay, 42 fights, 30 knockouts, 40 wins, 1 draw, and 1 loss. That's an exemplary record, and she continues, to do great things in boxing, and also at the same time doing it in MMA. So, I would have to say, if we look at her record and based on what she has done and where she is now, she has done way more than, say, a guy like Errol Spence. Now, I'm not taking anything away from Errol Spence, but, she has accomplished a lot more than Errol Spence in boxing. And, if she becomes undisputed, she will have accomplished more than Terence Crawford. The reason why I don't really put her ahead of Terence Crawford, but I put her ahead of Errol Spence is because, I look at the body of work that a fighter has done, and if we look at the body of work between, Amanda Serrano and Terence Crawford, we see that they're similar. 37 fights, 37 wins as opposed to 40 wins, 27 knockouts as opposed to 30 knockouts. So they're similar in that sense. The only difference being that Crawford is undisputed, at one of those weight divisions. He's a 3-division champ, while Serrano is a 7-division champion. So she has done more than him in terms of going up and down in different weight divisions, more division fights. But she's never been undisputed. Once she become undisputed, then she will have accomplished more than Terence Crawford has accomplished. Okay, because if you compare their work, like I said, it's similar. Now, I also have a rated above Clarissa T-Rex Shields, even though Clarissa T-Rex Shields is a 2-time undisputed champ, which is unprecedented. But, Clarissa hasn't fought that many years. She just turned professional a few years ago, and she has accomplished a lot. Unprecedented amount of things in a short time. But I want to see how she does over the long term, what her body of work is going to be when she gets like to 25, 30 fights. See if she's still maintaining her dominance. And if she is, then she will be above Amanda Serrano. But currently, I think Amanda Serrano is above her based on her body of work over time. Okay? As opposed to Clarissa Shields, who has accomplished a lot in a short time. So, yeah, that's where I see, Amanda Serrano currently. I think she's done great things in boxing. I think she's a legendary fighter, a living legend in boxing right now, and she's up there with the likes of Manny Pacquiao, with Floyd Mayweather, Terence Crawford, and the best in boxing that we have seen in the past few years and currently. I think she's done a fantastic job, and I think she should be congratulated for her accomplishments in boxing, and she should be recognized. And if there's any one that should be like a banner, for equality in combat sports, it should be Amanda Serrano, because as we all know, the women in boxing are not getting their just due. They're not getting paid the right amount. They're not even getting the same amount of rounds as men. Okay, so I think that women in boxing need to get paid more. They're accomplishing a lot. They're doing great things in boxing. They're outdoing the men in a lot of cases, in terms of the fact that these women are fighting in MMA, fighting in boxing at the same time. They're not fighting. They're not challenging MMA fighters to fight in boxing. They're going to MMA and fighting these MMA fighters as an MMA fighter. And I think that's a great thing that these women are doing. Amanda Serrano is taking the lead in that, and I think she should be congratulated for that, and she should get the accolade that she deserves. I think she's a legend in terms of her accomplishment in boxing and in MMA, and she's outdoing a lot of men in boxing currently. So again, I just laid out what I think her record is compared to Terence Crawford's record and Errol Spence's record. As you can see, she's up there at the very top of the elite level when it comes to accomplishment and what her record is saying and what she has done in boxing. And so, congratulations to Amanda Serrano. She's doing great things. All right, so as we know, Errol Spence is supposed to be fighting for another unification bout with Ugas coming up soon. So supposedly in July. It might be a doubleheader with Jamel Charlo against Castano. That should be a good fight to watch. Currently, Terence Crawford is looking to fight either Sean Porter or maybe Manny Pacquiao next, depending. Might be a surprise. We don't know. He might fight someone else that we're not hearing about. So we have to see. Supposedly he's going to be fighting June 5th. He has a June 5th fight date, and he said that he's going to fight June 5th no matter what, no matter who the opponent is. So we'll see who that might be. As for Amanda Serrano, she's currently campaigning to become undisputed at featherweight, and she's looking to take on, she's looking to go after the WBA title. So we want to see, when that fight will be announced, if it is to be announced, and we're looking forward to seeing that fight. That should be a great fight for Miss Serrano, and we're definitely looking forward to it. So that's what I have right now. I'm going to leave it there for now. But Amanda Serrano, legendary fighter, one of the best fighters currently campaigning, in boxing, male or female, at the top of the food chain when it comes to elite fighters. And, she's looking to become undisputed at featherweight. Definitely looking forward to see that. So that's all I have for right now. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Go to my website, tbeboxing.com. Pick up some, TBE merchandise. Okay, make sure you follow Terence Crawford, follow Amanda Serrano, follow Errol Spence, okay, and follow TBE Boxing. Like and subscribe to the channel. That's all I have for right now. This is TBE Boxing. I'm out.